I just walked the dog through the woods. Rachel made videos of scary abandoned barns and buildings like that.
Do you have that device where it hears people?
Talking about the EMF monitor that ghost hunters use?
Yeah.
We didn't have that with us.
They make an app for that. My kids have downloaded it, and they're convinced that when you can ask it questions and it will, type stuff. It's obviously for children, but they watch the YouTube videos, get freaked out, then download the app, and then refuse to sleep in their room.
Night. Rachel loves that.
Yeah.
It's her favorite.
Well, her dad, from what I understand, has welcomed ghosts. Said I would welcome an encounter with one.
I would welcome a
So
ghost.
there's that.
I hope one comes tonight.
Well, to his house.
Sure. Daytime, nighttime. I'd like to stop in on the way home, pump gas, and have a ghost right there at the Shell station.
Wouldn't
bother me at all.
Would you be more alarmed? I would wonder what the ghost is up to if it makes a daytime appearance. Almost like when you see a raccoon during the day. You're like, what are you doing out? You guys are night people.
Yeah, they generally seem to, their preference is to appear at a point where you happen to wake up from a dream still half asleep and think that, you are seeing something. That's when they come most of the time, I've heard.
Yeah. I know our opinions are well established on this. Let's get our guest's opinion on this. Where do you fall? A, are you a believer in ghosts? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. B, some people kind of question that immediately. They're like, well, I don't, but you're right. Yes. Part two of this question, have you encountered an extraterrestrial or a being from another time?
I would say it's possible. Actually, my first house that I owned was built in 1900. And the people that had lived there over the years with me had always said, do you hear that person walking up the stairs at night or the door shutting? And it just never bothered me because I needed to sleep or
okay.
It couldn't physically affect me. I didn't really care about it, but that was the narrative there that there was someone walking up the stairs at night or doors shutting. So
yeah. Did you hear these? Did you witness these things?
I feel like it's just one of those things, when the kids get too loud, you just kind of tune it out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For me, just
tune
it out.
Would you welcome an interaction with a being that's non-human?
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be a lot like AI when you're talking to those AI assistants and having a conversation and kind of learning something new.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Where are you from? Where have you been? Why are you here?
Almost like a foreign exchange student.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fascinating. Well, I mean, we might as well get you on the record on who you are and what you do. Tell us a little about who you are, what you do, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So Michael Bell, currently up until now, Director of Operations at the Toledo office. So I work with Ryan Hill, Paula Ernshausen, and Laura Suter, and great people there. Paula's really good. She kind of puts that care and caregiving. Okay. She always makes sure that the caregivers feel appreciated, the clients have their needs met. Laura Suter's an absolute beast of a human. I think she could be part robot.
I see. Well, that's the AI.
There's just no amount of too much work you could put on her. She does a lot for our office with training and helping out remote training in other offices. And hopefully she's nominated this year for the annual awards for in that nursing category. And then Ryan Hill, he's our executive director, and he has zero fear in life, I'm convinced.
Really?
There's just not a conversation he's afraid to have, a situation that he's afraid to encounter. You could put him on the news, put him on the podcast. He's just ready to go. He doesn't feel that fear. He needs to have a hard conversation. He's willing to have it. He's a good leader. So
cool.
That is a nice compliment to get as a guy, Zero fear. Wouldn't you
No.
like someone to say that about you?
No one's ever said that about me.
Yeah,
I asked Mike to say it about me. Yeah.
We should have asked him what his fear was, because I don't even know if he has a fear of spiders or anything.
What if you had to guess Aaron's fear 0 through 10? And me. I'm not immune to this criticism. Where do you put us at?
For fears?
You know us a fraction as well as you do Ryan, of course, but just throw a
10
number
being the most fearful you could be on earth.
10, you're afraid of
being-
everything.
1, you're Ryan Hill.
Well, 0 has
0.
You got to leave 0 in the
That's
game.
sure. Okay.
You're Ryan Hill 0. 10.
It's too easy to
Little
go
Miss
neutral.
Muffet.
Yeah, don't go neutral
Yeah,
here.
it's-
We're turning the mics off, finding someone else to do this
I
interview.
do think that you would be more fearful than Jeff.
Okay.
But more calculated,
No,
possibly.
don't qualify.
mitigate the fears ahead of time. And I think you're you probably aware of what your fears are, but you're ready to encounter them and kind of like get over that fear of it. Where does that land?
I don't know. I'm looking for a number still. I'm not bailing you out of this.
Okay, so we'll go 8 and 7.
Hey,
Okay.
those are both way too high. So
Yeah.
anyway,
And Ryan was a 0?
Absolutely. I can't find the crack in the armor.
gosh, hold on a second, Michael. Give us. Aaron and I are going to need a minute. Hey, I mean, he was on to us, I think, because it's well known. Like, we could be on here talking about jumping out of a plane, and I'll be like, yeah, and then you'd be like, absolutely not. I don't care. I'm not doing that.
Right.
So I've agreed with his analysis, I think,
scale
overall.
was right. Yeah.
And I do have some internal fears that I have to promise. But then he throws us up at 7 and 8.
Yeah. I mean, 8, you're not able to sleep at night. 10, you're hospitalized.
Right.
So,
right.
Where would you put yourself? Let's just ignore the guest.
Dude, I thought I was going to get like a freaking 0.
zero?
1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's pretty low.
Yeah. Is this going to alter the course of the rest of this conversation, you think? Or can
I'm gonna punish him for it a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I was, he couldn't say in the middle. We told him he can't say in the middle. So that rules out 4 through 6, which I get.
Yeah.
But boy,
That's true.
Yeah. But I mean, he could have bumped up against the 6 and a 7 and wouldn't have gotten in too much trouble. I mean,
Right. Well, Michael's coming over to the house for dinner tonight. I'd watch what I eat.
Yeah, I'd kick the front door open with a chainsaw.
What if he got violently ill?
Yeah.
Could this be evidence? I'm totally kidding.
Yeah. But boy, he would have to go home wandering. Did he poison me?
I should not have said that. I'm joking. Legal disclaimer. I was not.
I'm gonna have to redact those ratings.
No. You're fine. You're fine. Well, cool. So you work up there, and you landed Paula's last name, which is one of the harder things to do in life. Did you practice it on the way down, or you just already know it?
Yeah, I did have a 5-hour trip.
Yeah.
I made sure to get those little hyphens in there and everything. Ryan set the stage for that, so I know that he was fumbling on that in his podcast.
I fumbled it too for a second when she was on. That is a great crew.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paula Ernsthausen.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. I got it. I had it even then.
Yeah.
I just misspoke.
It's fine.
But Ryan, Paula, Laura, they are great. So are you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm just saying that's a top-notch all-around team right there.
Yeah, for sure. You know, something that all three of us have in common is we all in the last, let's say, 6 months have watched a live hockey game in person. He went to the Ohio State Stadium and watched
you were at the game?
Yes.
Winter Classic?
Yes, absolutely.
That was a great game, too, between two teams in the wild card spot. Blue Jackets beat the Red Wings. What was it, 4-2?
5-3.
5-3, okay.
How was the outdoor hockey experience? Give us. Austin Stevens gave us in the morning meeting this morning his opinion of it.
Okay.
Give us your opinion.
Yeah,
Let me
so
see
I
how
will
these
say you
match.
want to sit up as high as possible. So you think going into it that being close, you have those good seats, but you just can't see as much. So we were actually like midway up, and you can just see everything. Plus, you had both accesses to each jumbotron.
Yeah.
But the cold made me feel like my toughness level rating would probably be pretty low.
I see.
Yeah.
Being in Toledo, though, are you a Detroit or Columbus fan?
I'm born and bred Buckeye.
Okay.
So born about 30 minutes north of Columbus, but navigated up to Toledo, so a little bit of mixture of both at this point.
Closer to Detroit by far.
Yeah. Only a 45-minute drive.
Kind of a traitor type, you know?
Yeah. Well,
I guess actually not. That
Yeah.
was me just trying to get you back, but
I like
actually
it.
you're
I
not.
like it.
Right. You didn't cross state lines.
Yeah.
You're Ohioans sticking together.
Yep.
yeah. What part of Ohio were you born in? What was the town?
Upper Sandusky.
Okay. Which is
confused
weird.
with Sandusky.
Which is higher than
Yes.
Upper Sandusky. Do you know why it's called that? I'm sure they'll throw a graphic on the map, but you have Sandusky, which is up against the lake where Cedar Point is, and south of that by a good amount of mileage is Upper Sandusky.
Yeah, absolutely. I've fielded this question for 20 years now, and it's basically to do with the Sandusky River, and the mouth of the river is, where the Upper Sandusky is. That's the upper part of the river.
No, that makes
Doesn't make a lot of
sense.
sense when you're looking at a flat map, but
Dang it. I didn't even think about the river. Honestly just was looking at a Ohio map the other day for work, and I was like, why is that called Upper Sandusky?
yep.
I thought it's where the upper class lived.
It could have been. The wealthier of Sandusky lived down in that area.
I went to
Well,
high
that
school
makes
with the
sense, then.
current men's basketball coach, Jake Diebler.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Well, there's that. Hi, Jake.
I mean, north's not up. it doesn't contradict that much. Did you say how long you've been with Village now?
I have not actually just hit that milestone last month. Hit a year, so the year just flew by.
Happy anniversary!
Yeah, thank you very much.
And your day-to-day duties there in the office?
Yeah, I mean, and you walk in on a Monday, you're expected that there's going to be a handful of call-offs. You're kind of handling, basically your immediate things first, getting organized, sharing that information with the team. You want to make sure that you're taking care of those clients that have call-offs first, and then it's just kind of piecing the puzzle together throughout the week, making sure shifts are covered. And then I think it's just about kind of knowing your caregivers, knowing your clients, who's going to be a right fit for one. You're not going to send someone that's inexperienced to a house that needs a Hoyer lift. And you have some extra duties, doing some business outreach, you're helping with compliance tasks,
And before this job, you did what for a living?
Banking. So
how does this compare to that?
Yeah, a lot of the same kind of operational feel to it. You have a staff, you're making sure everybody has the tools they need to succeed. You're making sure people are where they need to be. And then just, your target goals for the day, and it's just about hitting them. And compliance is a big thing. Much easier here, I will say.
How did you come across the job ad for Village Caregiving, and what made you apply to a completely different field?
Yeah, so my wife knew Austin's fiance, Cassidy, and they just kind of put out there, hey, would Mike be interested in a career change? And at that time, I was being very picky. I'm not going to go anywhere that I can't get to a flexibility type situation, 2 young kids in the house. And so I had that conversation with Austin, and I'll be honest, I thought it was a snake oil situation.
Just because of Austin?
No, I understand. Shout out to Austin. I'll be forever grateful to you. But he's just so good at talking and painting that picture of what life is here. But I've had so many other situations in the past where they sell that same picture, and it never turns out to be that way. So we had a simple conversation, and what really did it for me was bringing me in to the office and seeing just real time how things work. And I just couldn't believe it was true. And to this day, it still feels that way.
Is this your first time in corporate headquarters here in West Virginia?
I did one car wash.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Other than that, yeah.
How before banking, before life really took off for you, had shared that you spent some time at Bob Evans. You were a pivotal piece of Bob. Which store was it? Where were you at?
In Upper Sandusky.
Upper Sandusky, Bob Evans.
Store number 117.
Over at 117. How long were you at Bob Evans for?
A total of 5 years.
Holy cow, you were over there. So you got the end. Did you ever meet Bob?
No, but I did take a trip down to Bob Evans Farms in Rio Grande and do the horseback riding and canoeing. And
you went there for farm day. Have you been? Did you ever go over to that?
I never have, no.
It's
a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. We went out and get the kids and the corn stuff, and it was fun. We had a good time. Big Bob Evans guy here. So what's your go-to at Bob Evans?
Oh, it's got to be that the open face roast beef.
That's a good choice.
You just can't get quality roast beef places. I think that unless you're getting out of the can from Brinkman's. I'm not sure if that's around here, but besides my wedding, I don't know of another good time of good roast beef.
You had roast beef at the wedding.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, when you spend that time at Bob Evans, that was younger in life. You end up in finance, working in banking, then you come to Village Caregiving. What is something that you learned at Bob Evans that you apply to today?
This is not something to prepare for in the 5-hour trip, so this is good. Yeah, so I would say it was the importance of customer relations, knowing that a happy customer just helped your day be that much more successful, and how much it meant to kind of go. We had this thing called CPR +1, so customer problem resolution +1, going that little bit extra above and beyond. And I found that when I really bought into that and seeing, how that affected the customer, which was mostly older customers too.
Yeah.
It just meant a lot to them, and it really kind of shaped a lot of where my work trajectory and how I treated clients and customers going forward.
Sure. I worked at Wendy's when I was in high school, and
spicy chicken.
Yeah, that was the number 6. I worked at Wendy's, and I had this boss, Glenda. I mean, she was like maybe 5 foot tall.
Not the witch from...
No. Really a great manager. And I remember, it wasn't me, but I was working the grill, and the person that was working beside me was being pretty idle. And Glenda came by and kind of got on him a couple times. And she was a great boss, but they were being really lazy. And she came over and she's like, hey, and say his name is Charlie. She's like, hey, Charlie, when you're at work, you trade your time for money. And Wendy's is paying you for that. And you have a duty to stay busy with your time when you're here.
Time to lean, time to clean.
She was not aggressive. It wasn't like, if I see you it was just, she was very simply explaining, when you're here, you've traded your time and we're giving you money for that time. So you need to be busy. And like very early on in life, I was like, when I'm at work, I need to stay busy. And I just gave that advice the other day. I was like, hey, when you're here, you're agreeing to give this time to stay busy. So be busy with your time. Anyways, it's weird. Those things, I was 16 when I got that advice and turned 40 this year.
Is there always something that needed done to be busy with? Genuine question. Not trying to be a smart aleck. I mean,
at Wendy's or at
sure,
Village?
for Bob Evans, whatever. Like, are you just getting busy work that? What if nothing needs done?
It was so lean there. I mean, we ran on such a lean matrix. Depending on your sales for that hour, they would cut people the next hour. So there wasn't a lot. Like, I would go to Arby's and there would be 8 people standing around. I'm like, you guys have had 4 customers this hour. Wendy's is wrapped around the building. Like, there was always something to do.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was just always something. The managers always used to tell me, don't be mad at me, when we do the final outs at the end of the night to let you go home. If they don't find something, then they aren't doing their job. And so it could mean one fry in the corner behind the fry basket, and you got to go back and re-scrub.
Yeah. Well, you know what makes a great employee anyway? And I have found myself more so on the boss side of that my whole life. But, and I don't really like making... Like that conversation that Glenda had, that's great. And I do that sometimes, but I'm not really big on like stay busy all the time. I'm kind of more of a like, hey, I mean, if you need 15 minutes to stand around and gab, take it. But when we get back to work, let's get serious and work hard. But I'll say this, what anybody would appreciate from an employee is maybe there isn't anything you can put your finger right on that specifically needed done right that second, then find something. Like if you're the kind of employees that find something to do at that time, there's always something that could be done to make Bob Evans more optimal. I can mop this corner. I mean, whatever that is, that always gets noticed. And you're like, man, okay, that's an all-star right there.
For sure. Yeah. It's weird how those things stick with you though. So, well, cool. So you went to the hockey game over the weekend. You got cold, but you had that was an outdoor hockey game, huge crowd, right? I mean, it wasn't
94,000.
There's like 100,000 people packed in there. So I'm sure that was pretty electric as well. Cool. So good time. Have you been to any hockey games recently? We were out in Seattle, but since then?
Oh, no, that was the only game I've gone to this season. I was in New York, but it's a long ride out there, and the Islanders are not doing too well, so I kind of just didn't go. Sorry, Isles. I think I would like to go to Columbus whenever the Islanders play there. Anyway, no,
they're out of the playoff picture right now.
No, they stink. The Islanders?
Yeah.
Oh, they're far out of the playoff picture. Bum, bum, bum.
Well, I mean, you had the Bills, though. You know what I mean? Like, they made the run. So
yeah, and the Knicks are playing pretty well.
Okay.
They're okay.
Who gives you the most heartache out of your teams?
Well, they all do, honestly, but true, like, deep down heartache is probably the Bills because they get your hopes up there and then smash it.
Yeah.
With the other teams, you temper expectations a little bit more.
Right.
The Bills, they are heartbreak. They're like one of the synonyms for heartbreak, Buffalo Bills in the dictionary.
Oh, boy, that's not good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's their whole legacy. 4 Super Bowls in a row, you know.
So let me ask you this. Is it harder to have a team that's that close to winning or a team that maybe like the
don't
Browns?
Don't point to the Browns on this. We don't need to be
I'm
the
a Bears
example
fan,
of that.
so, we have one good year out of every 5.
Far harder.
Yeah.
It's more fun, too.
Right.
Because, you get to be excited all year, but it's far harder, sure. and I'm a Kentucky grad, so their basketball team all through those Calipari years. I've told these stories.
That's a beautiful campus, by the way.
University of Kentucky?
I almost went there, yeah.
Oh, you visited, huh? Mm-hmm. Should have gone.
The out-of-state tuition just nips you in the bud.
What do you do with your free time outside of work?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it right now, we have 2 little ones at home. Those take up a lot of the time. I love investing. What are they interested in? Is it race cars? Is it, building a little obstacle course? But as far as like winding down, I do some sim racing. And so, I jerry-rigged my own sim racing rig with the wheel and pedals hooked up to a table. And I just find something calming about going fast and running some laps.
How do you race? Like on the internet or on a console? What's it connected
right now I
to?
just have a console because, to get a powerful enough computer to handle that is a little too expensive.
I see.
So yeah, I do a console right now, and you just hook it up TV, and it feels like you're in it. It feels like you're in the cockpit.
It's pretty cool. I would like that.
Yeah. What kind of racing do you do? Is it like F1? Is it
all of it?
Everything?
Yeah, I'm addicted. I can't. I could do it every day, all day.
Do you think you're the best driver that you know?
Well, in terms of racing or in terms of
driving a car day-to-day basis?
This feels like...
No, you can say it.
Well, I pride myself on not having an ego, but when you ask that, I feel like I judge other drivers a lot. And I feel like, man, why aren't they giving the braking distance that I give? And
Right.
Why you're going you're saving 3 seconds being on my tailpipe, so...
So probably sounds like you
I
feel like you're the best. Well, guess what?
I'm competitive. So
Aaron and I are now at this moment going to both score you 0 through 10 on your driving.
Ooh.
What are you putting it at?
0 is Mario Andretti, one of the best to ever do it. 10 is the crazy lady that sits in the left lane on the way to work every day.
Okay, so 10 is bad.
10's awful.
Right.
10's awful. And we can't go in the middle because, well,
that's not fun.
That's easy.
Sounds like he's got a bit of an ego about this. Probably not even close to what he's... I'm going to say 7. What do you think?
Well, disclaimer, I did see him park, and I was in the car when he came in today.
That one that was up on the
garage.
curb?
Yeah, and he was like 3 times trying to get... I was like, what is going on?
No.
It was just like, and then it was really far off the wall, and I'm like, what are you doing? Who is this guy? And then he gets out. So, yeah, probably an 11.
Wow. Don't get in the car with this guy.
Things have come full circle here today already.
Let's stay on this vein for a minute, because I've picked up on a question here that I've had to ask myself recently. I love vehicles. I love driving. I love how responsive cars are. I'm a bit of a gearhead in this, okay?
Ooh.
Where... in the world of self-driving, which is incredibly convenient and way safer and should be the direction that humanity goes, like 80% of car accidents are human error on the front end, no mechanical failure. Where do you lean on the grieving of we may, in our generation, lose the autonomy of driving?
I think we have to have an outlet to still drive.
Okay.
So
certain roads will be...
there's a lot of abandoned airports. Maybe we purchase one of those and we get our wiggles out. But I think time efficiency, just having the ability to, work on something in the car on the long trip, or not have to just be staring straight and checking your mirrors for 5 hours. I mean, that sounds...
I've heard
great.
I've heard Rogan talk about this. Rogan,
okay.
He has a Tesla and stuff, and he talked with Elon on one of their interviews about this, that like he loves to drive. Like he loves powerful vehicles. He loves just feeling the ability to drive. And he was kind of talking about that. Like there is that freedom of you could do one of the most wasteful things that you can do is just sit in a car and drive all day, right? Drive 5 hours to wherever, right? And that's boring. But man, I really enjoy driving vehicles. I don't know.
Especially a good handling one. Like I like to set myself up to have like a good exit off of the roundabout, like that. It's just little things.
I do too. And I drive fast and I'm a good driver. I wouldn't like that either. But the only way it seems like this could be even close to accomplished, where we no longer can drive cars. It's been outlawed, right? You're going to have to grandfather in old stubborn folks like us.
Yeah.
And then just started at like 16 one time because kids, they won't care. I bet they wouldn't care that much. They don't even know enough to care, right?
Right.
No other solution.
And
But
what
it does
about
make
from
a lot of sense. And what you said is right, man. At first, I kind of revolt from that idea. Like, that's awful. But you tell me I just get to sit there and do other stuff with my time. If I'm not paying attention, it wouldn't be that bad. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, go around that guy. You know, getting frustrated with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm on a train. What's the freaking difference?
Right.
From a parenting perspective, I would love her, you know, because I don't want that worry. I have a kid turning 16 here this week, and the fact that he's about to drive, it scares me a little bit.
Do you really have a kid? I thought you were talking about hypothetical. You have a kid turn 16?
Yeah.
Oh, cut him loose. What kind of vehicle are you going to give him? God, I hope it's fast and dangerous.
I shouldn't say this, but it's a Ford Taurus. So 2010, he's going to get his the real experience.
Does it have the 3.0 in it? Do you know which motor they put? There's a couple Tauruses out there that have that one, the SHO, which is.
He didn't look old enough to have a kid that old.
No. I honestly thought you were talking hypothetical at first.
No, I'm really jealous. I tell him this before. Just the other day, I was like, gosh, how come your hair's not
Yeah, it's an anti-aging.
Both you guys.
It's
What are you, big 40?
Yeah, so, I mean, that was the other milestone this last month. I hit 40, so.
Look at that.
Told you. You're not
Same
going to take
age.
our cars away. We're all right. I'm not having it. Aaron's the youngest of the bunch. You might get him.
Yeah.
Looking young feels more of like a curse, though, I would say.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you have to work so much harder to be taken serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think I let this big white beard grow out?
Right.
Commands respect.
Yeah, see, maybe I shouldn't fear the grays coming in.
Some people at church the other day were telling me, don't you ever shave that beard off. That looks terrific. I couldn't believe it. This is just a product of mostly laziness. I'm not trying to make any kind of a fashion statement. My hair's turned white. I don't particularly like it. But boy, I've gotten a lot of compliments. Can you believe it? I'm genuine. I'm not trying to get you to say something nice. I was really like, really? I came home and told Sarah about this. Like, I don't see it.
Where does she fall with the beard?
She doesn't care at all.
I see. Did she know?
That I had one?
She's like, what? Hold on.
Probably not. Yeah, that's a good question. She would pay so little attention. She knew, but, almost didn't know. Hey, well, are you ready to change up this is like the order of service at church.
Time for the offering.
Yep. We're going from testimony to prayer request.
As long as there's communion.
What else have we not given you a chance to talk about? Do you have any stories you wanted to tell or anything?
I mean, I will say that I did want to talk about a book I was reading.
Oh.
It's called The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter.
Okay. Have you read this?
We've talked about it. I haven't read it, but it's one that you had ordered that day that I think you got the same one as the Greg Harden book that we were talking about. Yeah.
Another one I was going to talk about. But yeah, so the fascinating part of it is you're basically everything that you want to grow in life, personally, professionally, is on the other side of discomfort. So if that's public speaking, you fear public speaking, but to avoid it, you're not going to grow. You kind of just got to go head on to these things that make you uncomfortable. Maybe it's this podcast. I felt nervous going into this, and this isn't even my first podcast, but the more you do things, the more you put yourself in that discomfort, you're growing. And then don't settle there. Find the next opportunity of something that makes you uncomfortable. And so I'm halfway through, and I'm excited to see kind of where that lands. So
that's dead right.
Have you found yourself exploring the boundaries of some comfort yet?
Yeah, I used to want to be on those shows. They took civilians with non-military experience.
Yeah.
And I actually applied to be on the show. I didn't get selected. I think I looked too young.
Oh.
And
Curse.
And it was about just doing those special forces, military drills and stuff, and pushing your comfort zone. I wanted to. That was the time where I was doing a lot of obstacle courses and stuff. So yeah, I've dabbled a little bit in that.
I've gone my entire adult life without applying to be on a television show. You've been on a television show. You've applied for television shows. Should I submit something?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, and you would be great at it.
You're very entertaining.
All right. I'm not even joking around. If you applied for a game show, just showed up, high energy, intelligent, at least better than a coin flip, you get on.
Holy cow.
Would you like to do that?
I don't know.
You're
at this
natural.
point.
I'm not just trying to butter you up.
Well, after what you said earlier, I don't. I'm
Yeah.
so fearful. Well, it's something to think about.
Yeah. Well, to come back, Comfort Crisis. Plug that book again.
sorry.
Do you remember the author's name?
Michael Easter.
Michael Easter. Okay, sorry about that. I really think that, I mean, you're framing it, and the book does, as discomfort, but really you can apply that same mindset to really anything.
Yeah.
It's the habits that you have every single day, whether that's diet and exercise, sleep, the way that you interact with people, what you do at work, how you are in your relationship, marriage, whatever, the kind of parent. And then even more deep is sort of your life. What do you want to do with your life?
Mm-hmm.
And where do I fit in this universe? What does this all mean? What is my purpose here? You can, go as deep with that as you want to, because somewhere in there, I think that we all really know the answer to that. It takes searching. Mm-hmm. You might have to go down a few layers and get over some stuff and really be honest with yourself, whatever. I mean, you got to go deep inside and peel back layers of that onion. But inside of there is some kind of a challenge to, why do I exist? What am I here for? How do I treat other people and do good in the world? And there's three options to it. You can deny that challenge, you can avoid that challenge, or you can accept that challenge. And that's really hard stuff, and that's discomfort almost by definition, and all the good stuff lies on the other side of it. I think about that all the time. Yeah, it's really hard though.
Yeah.
That's the crappy part.
That's my favorite thing about using AI assistants, is asking them those life purpose questions. It's fun.
Okay, well, that got pretty serious. You want to get not serious?
Let's get not serious.
It's up to you.
So tell everybody what your idea was for the show today, what you had emailed about. What were you going to do?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the YouTube show called Hot Ones. In that show, the host Sean Evans, he asks super deep, very well researched questions while they have escalating hot sauces.
Oh no!
And you have a guest, and so basically, wings, put a little dabble on.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Oh God! I don't think we're going to need three forks for this.
It establishes a level of vulnerability. It allows you to access a part of you because you're so focused on the wings.
You didn't bring the wings.
I didn't bring the wings.
Well, guess what? Old Jeffro showed up.
No way. Did you?
They're not wings. It's a different game.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now,
this can't be positive.
I'm excited.
First off,
does this say Dollar General? I'm actually a little nervous.
buddy, you should be.
I'm getting paid back for the ratings.
I have here. We're gonna see who will eat these.
Oh God, no!
Oh no!
No!
3 cans of sardines. Oh no! They're 3 different flavors.
Well, there's not a good one in there.
I can tell you one of them actually sounds somewhat appeling to me.
We
One is
talked
neutral,
about
one
seafood
sounds
before
worse.
this.
You would have to, in order to stay in here and not be the ultimate loser. The loser has to keep going.
I think the losers are the people that come on after me with the smell.
Oh my God!
It's going to be gross in here. Oh. You pick a can. You got to peel it back and just take a couple of bites and see how it strikes you.
We have waste cans.
Would you like A, B, or C?
Look, I've never had sardines in my life.
I know. That's why it's going to be good.
You've never had them.
No, I can't even get it to my mouth without wanting to throw up.
I just had a protein drink. This is not going to be good.
This is real.
We might need a trash can.
Oh man,
I don't think I can do it without
my hands are
throwing
very
up.
sweaty.
Like
Actually,
I'm.
A, B, or C?
okay. Now, do we get any more information on the flavors?
It's not going to matter. They're all going to taste awful.
But what if there's one that's really bad?
Hey, you know what I once heard? On the other side of discomfort
Oh my
God.
gosh! I set myself
lies
up.
the gold.
Awful.
A, B, or C, Michael?
Okay. C is always the best answer in a multiple choice.
All right. I can now reveal to you that you have selected the sardines in soybean oil.
Oh my
Oh, that's healthier choice.
Some applause. Aaron, would you
Are we
like A or
choosing
B?
these?
You only got to eat one of them. A or B.
I mean, I'm already burping just thinking about this.
I do have a
This could be bad.
weak gag reflex.
Jeez. I mean, I'm going to select A, but God.
I can reveal to you that you have selected
Cheetos.
the sardines in mustard sauce. And that left the one for me that I actually was kind of excited about, which is Louisiana hot sauce.
I wouldn't have been
come
able
on.
to do that one. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this.
It's time to eat the whole sardine.
The first ingredient is sprats.
That must be the sardine, I reckon.
You can ask my wife on this. This is not going to go well. Oh, look. It just looks so nasty.
Let's see how it goes.
I think I just got bailed out.
Well, looks like you're going to be eating mustard or hot sauce.
I can't do this. I know I'll get sick.
We'll try
see
the
how it
mustard. I
goes.
like mustard, so
Let's get a close up. Ooh, it does stink. Let's get a close up here. Oh, Hunter's holding his nose.
I don't even want to watch.
Here we go.
Oh no!
Oh my God. It's bait.
Yeah.
You have to eat
could
the
fish
whole
with it
thing?
for sure. Well, I would do it something like this.
Wait, we gotta do it at the same time.
Oh, don't.
Are you doing this?
No, I'm not. I'll get sick. I'll throw up. That's not true.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, Michael Easter.
He's quoting the author.
Comfort crisis. Oh, man. You're doing it. I'm impressed.
Cheers.
Oh my God.
Hold on a minute. We're throwing these things all over the place. We're going to get kicked out at Impact and never be allowed in here.
Wow.
Cheers.
Okay, Aaron, this is for you.
Go for it, bud.
If you get sick, we're good. How is it?
Not bad.
That's what I'm talking about. Aaron, I think you got one.
I'm
in
actually
there.
I
super
don't.
impressed.
One mustard,
No.
one hot sauce.
No.
The smell's terrible, but
Yeah, I'm good. I've
Anybody
made it
want one?
almost 40 years without doing this. I'm good.
the afterbite's a little.
Yeah, you think so?
Austin Creel.
I'm in the Austin zone.
Okay.
Oh, it smells horrible.
It does stink. We need
I'm
to
glad I
throw
had
this
enough
out the window
coffee
or
left.
something.
Ugh.
Well, now your fear level is a 10.
That's fine. I keep it at an 11 if you like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll have
You're
another
a
chance.
wild
We're not
card.
done.
I'd like to say I have dietary restrictions.
You're a wild card.
Up next.
Did you know that was happening?
No, he does these things and I don't understand.
Oh, no.
Is that
to
cat
Aaron,
food?
Aaron to eat a little potted meat.
Okay, now I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Potted meat?
I just can't do the fish thing. I mean, Zach eats these for fun, so I know I can do it.
What a food item potted meat is. Look at that. Potted meat.
Oh, you want that?
I'll eat that.
Look at him. He can't.
Yeah.
That is looks like cat food.
Yeah, it does.
How is it?
That is 99% salt and then
That
a little
almost
bit
smells
of
worse than the sardines.
Yeah, try you a little bit of that.
man.
Have you had that before?
I've never had it.
Get you a little bit.
That's delicious.
I mean,
it's just ground up Vienna sausages.
Yeah. The salt level in that is
What do you think?
That's salty.
Yeah, it is.
820 milligrams of salt in that little fella right there.
Okay, we all passed that test.
Okay.
That's 1 point for you.
We're making
You got
memories
two.
today.
We got 2 to 2 to 1.
I'm happy to lose this one.
Right here,
It's still going.
You just
we
chicken of
have
the
some
sea.
fancy smoked oysters.
Well, you know I'm out. I mean, we
You
eat
can't leave
dinner
me
together.
hanging. I need a partner in crime, Aaron.
He walked through Dollar General and said, "Here's the things I know Aaron won't eat if we were out." Good Lord. When they come in cat food trays, you should know.
This is cracking me up. Wow.
This is
not where I thought this was headed.
Just about tore my thumbnail off. Ouch.
You know they sell cupcakes there
no.
too. Like Little Debbie has a box there.
This has to be worse than all of them, right?
Hold on.
The
hold on.
oysters?
Oh, for sure. Are you kidding me? Oh, stop it. Oh, I thought you were going to dump the juice out. I was like, oh my God.
I'm trying not to. It's hard to show them off.
Yeah, here's-
fancy smoked oysters. Go ahead and get you one, Aaron. Come on.
There is absolutely zero way that's happening. You've taken me to nice places that serve oysters and I won't eat them.
Oh my
This
goodness.
could be the straw. This could be the straw.
Can you do it? I could claim victory.
There's
right
just
here.
no reward for this.
Exactly. Keep that in mind as well.
I've
Okay.
never had this before.
I think I'm going to quote Meatloaf here, and 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like much really at all.
Really? What would
Not
you
really.
compare it, like a tortellini?
Smell that.
It's
not.
It's fishy at the end.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not as weird
Man,
as
the
that.
story in your mind's always worse than what it is.
The next person that comes in here is gonna be like, "What have you been doing?"
Yeah, but what if they think I smell bad? And they're like,
I'm gonna tell
that
them.
guy from Toledo.
You gonna get a point there?
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Aaron, get in there.
Absolutely not.
Outside.
They're
I think
all
it's the same.
in unison.
Hold it up for the camera. Oh
yeah.
boy, there it is.
That's a juicy one, too.
No.
A big one. You pulled like the shack out of there. You
I'm out of
drafted.
coffee, too.
This is like Fear Factor, but there's no cash prize.
At least it's not alive.
That's true.
Or an insect. Okay.
it could have
oh,
been.
this could be the trash can.
Yeah.
This is the worst one. This is the worst one. You can't even get it down quick.
There's more? Oh. Why is Dollar General selling this stuff? No one's buying.
There's one. Well, I didn't have a can opener. This is poor planning. I was just gonna see if you would eat some raw spinach right out of the can.
I would have been closer on that.
But I do have one more.
Okay. Oh, no. Also something I've avoided.
How's that oyster go down?
That was one of the worst things I've ever tasted.
Okay.
And I'm out of coffee, which is bad news.
So far, you've tied me.
Ooh,
We're at
I
3
forgot about my
points
competitive
apiece.
side.
Aaron has tapped.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm a designated
What
survivor.
are we
Last
doing?
one.
Is this human food?
Rip and ready.
It's just rip and ready meatballs in this nice bagged sauce.
Does it need? Is it fully cooked?
It's cooked. You just heat it up in the microwave.
Wow.
But these won't be heated. They're
No.
getting eaten right here.
This might help my breath right now. It is awful.
You ready to rip and
Rip,
get ready?
I'm ready.
Rip and ready.
They're just ready to go. You got you.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
Oh man, that stinks.
Oh, it does smell.
It does.
It has heating instructions.
Yeah, but that's just to warm it up.
What if we get? Okay, I don't know. I don't even know if this is all right. I
Death?
guess it is.
We'll find out tonight.
I'm gonna find out. Yep. I'm going. Put pressure on you. I'm putting first. Got to make yours.
Oh.
Says there's spaghetti sauce seasoning in there. That's interesting. Mechanically separated chicken.
Ironically, it tastes like the oyster, like the consistency.
Wow.
Oh, it's the worst meatball I've ever had. Cold meatball.
Well, it doesn't taste that bad.
oh,
though.
it is fully cooked.
Yeah, you're fine. That's safe.
Wow.
If you had to pick, Jeff, which one of these you would finish, which one are you thinking? Can you believe that Zach Wellman just sits around and eats these things?
No. No.
He does not, does he?
Yes.
Well, I take Vienna sausages out to my farm sometimes.
Yeah.
That one tastes pretty good. I'm more used to that because I've had Viennies my whole life.
Okay.
The sardines, I got to say, they're kind of gross, but I kind of like it. But
Okay.
I'm very aware that they're kind of gross.
You're giving me some new wrinkles in my face.
The meatballs, I mean, if they're heated up, that probably is good.
Yeah.
In that consistency, that was rough, for real.
Yeah.
The oysters, I'm out on that one.
Yeah.
That was not great.
You sold that too. That's
If you put this
There
on
you
a
have it.
cracker or a sandwich, you could almost get by with a ham salad here.
That right there is almost like a chaser for what we've been eating. This will go down.
Let me have some of that.
Right. I want to end on that taste.
Wow.
Well, I appreciate you
words of
guys
wisdom?
doing that. That's
All right. Hey,
Hey.
that was
yeah.
a worthy competitor.
yeah,
4
that
for
was
4 right there.
fantastic. Great job, guys. Both of you win the prize.
Good job,
So,
Mike. There you
there's
go.
that.
I don't like to lose, so
Come to find out, he was right on the scoring. So
I know.
Yeah.
You're a brave guy.
how'd that go?
Would
for you?
Ryan Hill have eaten all of those?
I
Is he a zero?
I don't think
fear?
maybe this is it.
Ryan, I'll see you soon, buddy.
Sorry, Ryan.
Well, cool. Well, cheers, guys.
We got to wrap up and get
Yeah.
these
Yeah, we gotta
smells
clean
out
this
here.
room out.
Thanks, Mike.
Yes, thank you.